Alright y'all, let's talk handskis. Handskis are a skill of control. They don't require you to be super fast or explosive like some of the other skills that we've talked about, but they do require a ton of body awareness for both the base and the flyer. Alright, we're gonna start with the first half of this skill, breaking down the Purdue up. From the moment we step for this skill before our feet have even left the ground, we are focusing on pushing down through our shoulders. Doing this ensures our ability to get to the correct handstand body line at the top of the stunt. If we start and those muscles aren't fully engaged, we're setting ourselves up for an archy handstand and a really difficult time popping this stunt through. So after making sure I'm starting with shoulder muscles completely engaged, I'm thinking about two different body positions. First, I'm thinking about rolling my shoulders forward while still keeping pressure through my hands. A common mistake I see as girls roll their shoulders forward is they let their arms drift back. When we do this, we've completely lost pressure between the base and the flyer, and as we'll see throughout this skill, the number one most important thing is maintaining pressure throughout the stunt. The second part of our body we're focusing on is our hips. As we roll our shoulders forward and make sure to maintain pressure, we're pulling our hips up and back. This body position needs to be very rounded. I'll often see those athletes who are able to Purdue up to extended no problem, but have an issue when it comes to handskis. More times than not, it's because they're trying to roll up in a straight body position instead of a rounded one. I like to tell people to picture a cat when they get up and do that weird rounded back stretch. That's pretty much what we're going for. I'm also noting that while this part of the skill is similar to a regular Purdue up, I am gonna have to be faster than I would normally be for an extended hand in hand. Okay, so as I'm driving my hips up, I'm waiting until I get to this tabletop position, the position where my head and my hips get into a horizontal line. Once I'm here, I know that it's time to switch my hand over. When doing this, I'm not bringing my left hand over to my right hand. I'm essentially thinking bring my right hand to the middle and meet my left hand on top of it. I'm aiming for that pocket between my left index finger and thumb to meet my right wrist. But being transparent, that perfect grip rarely happens, so whatever you get, you just continue shrugging through. As I'm doing this, I'm continuing to maintain pressure through my boy and shrugging down as hard as I can. I'm continuing to roll my hips over my head, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's easy to want to rush this step and shoot the legs out into the handstand, but that should be the very last step of this roll up. Once I'm here, I'm making sure I'm aware of my lines. I'm making a note of wherever the boy's pressure is pushing through on his hand, and that's where I'm settling myself over him. I'm making sure my line from my wrist to my shoulders to my hips is completely straight up and down over the top of his pressure point. Once I'm here, I'm reading my basis cues. He's in charge of the timing of this portion, and I'm just in charge of reading the stunt and following. Okay, and that's a wrap on part 1 of our Handskis deep dive. Come back for part 2 and we'll cover the ins and outs of popping this stunt through.